This is what he writes in the very first sentence of his Kitab-e-Ahd. He says, within the treasury of trust and resignation, we have bequeathed to our heirs an excellent and priceless heritage. This is the very first sentence. Now, Shoghi Effendi comes, he is the interpreter of our faith. He writes in God Passes By that what Baha'u'llah had in mind about the heritage, his heritage was his covenant. The heirs are you and me. He has given us, we, the heirs, his heritage, his covenant. This is, who is saying this? Baha'u'llah. All right? I accept Baha'u'llah, I love Baha'u'llah. I don't accept his heritage, his legacy. I don't accept it. I refuse it. I say this is secondary matter, non-essential matter. I'm not going to accept it. Is it possible? Is it conceivable? Impossible. If I love Baha'u'llah, I accept the legacy he has given me. I put it on my head, on my heart. It's a precious thing from my Lord, from my Creator, from the founder of my faith, a founder of the faith that I love. This is the very first sentence. Then he goes on in the same book. There is another reference to the covenant. He says, a mighty force, a consummate power, lieth concealed in the world of being. Fix your gaze upon it and upon its unifying influence, and not upon the differences which appear from it. This is quite a statement. There are a number of important points in this sentence. First, this force is mighty. It is a consummate, mighty power. But it is concealed. It is hidden. He says, fix your gaze upon it. Now, this force, he says, is like a double-edged sword. It unifies, and it is a cause of differences. However, you fix your gaze upon its unifying aspect. This is what Baha'u'llah is telling us. Now, Shoghi Effendi has added, yes, there will be differences. We have had differences. Immediately after the passing of Baha'u'llah, Mirza Muhammad Ali, the half-brother of Abdul Baha, raised the banner of rebellion against Abdul Baha. We had differences. But these differences did not lead to a cleavage, a schism, a rift in the community.
But what I was saying to you is that really we are inclined to think that the House of Justice is just an international body of 9 people we meet. But do you know, when you go and you sit in that meeting of the House of Justice, which meets as the House of Justice, it is a tremendous, tremendous power you can feel. And it's up to you. It's all up to the individual who goes there. It's the same way that it was entirely up to the individual who saw Baha'u'llah. How he felt was entirely up to him. How much you receive it. But all I can say, my impression was very clearly, there is the presence of Baha'u'llah. Definitely there is the presence of Baha'u'llah. You cannot and you do not look upon the members and they are all right, they are sitting there. But the presence of Baha'u'llah is in that gathering. And it is that gathering, and it is that institution which is assisted today by all the powers of earth and heaven to rule over mankind. To rule over mankind. And it shall rule over mankind. And a time will come that the kings and rulers of the world will go there and pay homage to the house of justice. Already we are told by Shoghi Effendi that this thing will come in its own time. He describes the story of the pilgrim kings in his Persian writings in such eloquent manner that how these kings and rulers of the world will discard their kingdoms, some of them, or they will bring their crowns to the threshold of Baha'u'llah, how they will surrender themselves to him, how they will pray with the utmost devotion, and how at the end of their pilgrimage they will go to the house of justice to receive their instructions of what to do. And this is why when you go into the building of the house of justice today, there is a magnificent hall, a banquet hall for the reception of the kings and rulers of the future. And mankind is absolutely asleep about this. Doesn't know what is happening at all. But this is a body that Baha'u'llah has said in his writings will establish upon this earth the sovereignty of Baha'u'llah. The sovereignty of Baha'u'llah will come into being through the instrumentality of this great institution, which has to guide us, because Baha'u'llah is guiding it step by step. Every step that they take is guided by Baha'u'llah, and we can see it in daily life. We can see it as Baha'is. Every decision they take, you can see it was providentially designed and decreed that this is the way to carry out our work. And they are protected. One of the things which is promised to them is that the institutions of the faith at the World Center are protected. By institutions I don't necessarily mean buildings, but I mean the institutions that we have, the House of Justice, the World Center institutions are protected.